All right. Hello, visual software development. First of all, I'm sorry that we're not able to have class tomorrow on 312. Um, Long story short, I'm involved in some faculty training that causes me to not be able to be present in our class tomorrow, and then also was unable to get any faculty to cover tomorrow. So, long story short, tomorrow it's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. This video is probably unnecessary, but I'm adding it just so for extra detail and information. I'm just going to walk through progress update number 1. The quiz number 3 is, of course, due at 5:30 tomorrow. I would recommend completing it first. Within those chapters, it talks about user journey and user flow. This project update number 1 is going to be focused on that user flow. So the user journey being all the touch points between a user and your business, maybe like the first time they have ever interacted, which is probably beyond just the app. And then the user flow is specifically that interaction between the user and the app itself. Okay, user journey and user flow, all is involved in quiz number 3. Okay, and then now moving on to progress update number 1. This is pretty simple. We've done some of this already to begin with. This is just kind of building out on those ideas a little bit further and getting that first idea of our project baseline together. So the first thing is a mock-up of the app you plan to build. In the ideation and thought experiment exercise, we did at least 1 page of the mock-up. But now we're going to build the full mock-up. So probably at least probably like a minimum of 3, but probably like 3 to like 5 or 6 pages. And I'll show you an example of that. So this could be done in Canva, Replit, another digital tool, or drawn by hand. If you use something like Replit, it's pretty obvious just to take screenshots of it, and then I'll demonstrate how we could do it in Canva or draw it by hand. Okay, and then of course the pages being something to the effect of like sign up, login, a sign up success page where you might tell them what the next steps in the app are, maybe thank them for downloading it and signing up, and then right to the main feature, profile page. Depending on the nature of your app, you might have a paywall. You might have that earlier in the app, you might have it later, or you might not have it at all. And then potentially secondary features, like if you would anticipate having in a first version, including like any kind of community features or like an AI assistant. Some ventures call for that in the early stages and some don't. It depends. So you want to be thinking about all of those things. And also be thinking about what is the what is the initial feature set? What is that all entail just to deliver the most core value proposition of the app, okay? Including a brief presentation that includes the following: problem statement, value proposition, target audience. These 3, of course, you can pull from your ideation and thought experiment exercise from a couple weeks ago. And then a description of how users will use your app. On the final page. So this would be like they'll download the app, they'll download the app, they will open the app, they will see sign up, log in, they'll log in, they'll see this, like very specific, every single step through the user using your app, okay? And so ultimately the deliverable being a slideshow presentation, Canva, Google Slides, PowerPoint, etc. That includes all the above. I'm not completely concerned on how it is that you want to stack this information as long as it's all there. But I do have an optional template you're welcome to use. If you do, of course, the first thing you want to do is make a copy after you click that link. So, and then you can do your last name and then progress update number 1. You can make a copy. Okay, and then this is just a helpful way to organize this information. So your name here, app name, and then this is an example of the mock-up. So this would be one that's drawn by hand. And then now, of course, then you can take like this hand-drawn wireframe and go into a tool like Replit and have it build it, and it will actually build it pretty close, which is pretty cool. And pretty allows us to iterate very quickly. But you know what? It will only do then, it will give you black and white, okay, when you do this. Like I'll give you an example, like this is, well, that's a different tool. So Lovable is another tool you might check out. Lovable, the thing about Lovable is that before its paywall, you're able to publish it and get a shareable link. But what I'm going to show you here is how in this app, I took that wireframe, just this wireframe, and it gave me actually the app, just how I had drawn it. See how even on the second page, let's set up your preferences, and it gave it just like that, but it's all in black and white. So if I wanted to go back and I wanted to have a slightly more developed, like if I wanted to be slightly more tailored to my ideas, I can go to Canva and let's just do presentation. And then I'm going to do all the free options here. So you don't have to get pro for this necessarily. If I type in iPhone and I see graphics, I do see all. I can see down here are the free ones. So I can copy that, and now I can copy Command V, Command V, Command V. And then now I have all four of these. I can start to build a wireframe. And then the beautiful thing here is now it will get all the colors that I choose, whatever my color scheme is. It will get the typography that I select, whatever that you build in here. Then you can have recreated in a tool like Replit or Lovable. Okay. So yeah, and then I'm going to mention some stuff about Bubble at the end. So we'll come back to that. Okay, so back to this. Really simple. You copy and paste your problem statement. If you do end up changing your problem statement, remember the format that we had talked about that involved the root cause of the problem, the target audience, and the conventional wisdom from the entrepreneur, or the unique insight from the entrepreneur, rather, the unique insight. So as opposed to the conventional wisdom, right, the unique insight from the entrepreneur. So target audience, unique insight, and the root cause. Value proposition, similar to your solution statement. So you can copy and paste that here as well. Target audience, it would be good that this one can be just the paragraph about it or the couple sentences about it. It doesn't have to be the persona unless you do want to copy and paste that here. It could be useful. And then this is the detailed description, as much detail as possible, every step that they will go through in the app. Like they'll download the app, they'll sign up, the page loads, they get the sign up page, they sign up, they're directed, they get a message that says, thank you for downloading, here's the next step. Then they click a CTA button that takes them to the next step. They're on the main feature, now they get to experience the main feature. The whole process. Now, when you have all of these things together and you're ready to submit, the final step is this. Now is time to actually begin building this. Okay, so if you choose to go down the path of Replit, the trick is that it is either $25 a month or $180 for the year. Lovable is another option. So Lovable, basically the kind of advantage is that to very first test building an app, it allows you to publish and get a shareable link, which is really, really great for like really early like testing. But if we want to build any like more functionality than that, we also have to pay. So for this one, it happens to be $20 a month, I believe. And then it's $25 a month for Replit. Replit is, as far as we can tell, more powerful. It has more features. You can even notice, like even in this app, it doesn't work perfect. Now we could optimize it and make it much better and probably make it work perfect. Replit is probably a more powerful option than Lovable, but I did want to also share that with you as well. Finally, if you are still interested in using Bubble, there's a feature in Bubble that I have not shared yet that I do want to go ahead and demonstrate now. So Bubble does have an AI feature, and if I said I wanted to create an app, and I'm going to do restaurant, can't spell it, restaurant app, oops, get started. And then it would be really good for everyone to try this out. Still start with basic features, but this is the AI feature in Bubble. So imagine now how it is that we're getting those AI apps, or those apps built with AI in the other tools. Bubble also has a little bit of an AI tool. So first of all, if you go up and you go into the left here and you go add new page, but add a new page with AI, you can see it's in beta testing, which means it's new. They're still testing this with us entrepreneurs who build and bubble, the bubblers. So if I clicked, say that I wanted to build a user profile page, okay, next, it will give me an option to give a prompt. I'd come up with a prompt for this earlier. So first of all, the prompt that it gives is like a temp or like a placeholder, a user profile for a dating app with a colorful and fun design containing info about their full name, their age, sexual orientation, and their photos. But how about we make an app that is a restaurant finder app's profile page that allows users to edit their preferences on favorite restaurants based on things like price, location, ratings, and style, American, Mexican, Italian, etc. Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and click generate with AI. This takes a couple seconds or maybe even a minute. So while it builds, what I'll tell you this is ultimately you get everything, well, not everything, but you get like the design tab, like a design page built out. But you ought to think of this, just like any other AI builder, as a custom template. Don't think of this as the final design. Now is the time for you then to get to the chance to edit it further and to tailor it more closely to your design inspiration. So the other thing is that you end up back engineering potentially a little bit. So it will be some workflows it will add, and then you can see what workflows it added, and some it won't, where then you can go in and add workflows. So you have a lot of options for building this app. The whole point of what I'm sharing now is that now after you've completed progress update number 1, it's time to go in and now build this app. So first of all, I'm going to go and just do the preview and see exactly what it gave us, and I'll do the responsive viewer. So pretty quickly, we got this built in Bubble. Okay, just in a couple seconds, like a minute. You can see these buttons aren't working. Edit profile doesn't work. That doesn't work. That does work. We got some navigation. Those buttons don't work. So we can go in and then we can start to add workflows here. You can see how it's set it up for it to be like posts on this person's like page, very much like a social media app. Okay, but if I go back here and now like that edit profile button, I can click and now I can add a workflow, right? And I can also see here all the workflows that it has added so far. Okay, so that's pretty cool, and you can go and you can edit how it is that you want to do this. Yeah, and so all of this is pretty cool, pretty quick, and is another option for building. Okay, so good stuff. Project update number 1 due on March 12th, tomorrow at midnight. As always, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions whatsoever. I am more than happy to help. And and so let's get this thing built, and hopefully it should be pretty exciting. You know, I know that there's a lot of exciting ideas that students in the class have right now, and I'm excited to get to help you build all those. So let's get them going, and let's get some beta testers before the end of the semester. So get project update number 1 submitted, and then be thinking about which tool it is you want to use. If you want to go down the path of like Replit, then let's get that subscription and start building. Okay, and like I said, always feel free to reach out to me any step of the way. I am happy to help. All right, wings up, go Eagles. Have a good one.